What's up, everybody, and welcome to another tournament vlog, this time for January 25th. I always forget the date when I do these vlogs, but we have a few things to do this morning. You caught me post-shower, post-wake up, post-getting dressed, obviously. The deck has been built. I'm pretty sure I'm going with Gruul aggro. I'm going with more of some tweaks on the Atlanta SCG Con winners deck. So it's going to run ley lines. It's going to run overprotects and snakeskin veils, and then sort of like a sack aggro package in there. And so I'm debating between that. I do also have Dimir mid-range, Dimir bounce or enchantments, however you think. I don't think it's quite Dimir enchantments because it's not running the tracker. But then I also have Esper Pixie. So I managed to acquire those decks. But we have a few things we have to get done this morning. We're going to make some breakfast and share some thoughts on what I go through on a tournament day. So ideally, I would have liked to have worked out this morning. The workout didn't happen. Stayed up a little late last night to play some games, hang out with the local, some local guys that all play Magic. Most of them are like on a team. And we were just kind of talking about Magic, playing some games separately. Some of them were playing them together. And then I was just really kind of thinking about the deck that I was going to play. Oops. Dropping stuff. And I think I'm going to play with the Gruul aggro, like I said. I don't really have the time to sleeve up the Dimir, so I really do like this Dimir mid-range deck that I've been playing. I've been playing it a lot on Arena. Let me see what else I got here. I got my yogurt. I got my peanut butter powder. I need my protein granola. Let's grab that. Okay. So this Dimir mid-range deck has been something I've enjoyed. Let me go ahead and change the camera angle a little bit. But I'm gonna go get spoon. You're gonna join me as I make my breakfast. There's this convenient cake stand on my counter. So been playing it on Arena, been enjoying it, and I just don't know how it fares. I guess basically where I'm at with it is I haven't put enough reps into the deck to know how it fares. I know in my local meta, I saw a lot of Convoke, a lot of I think it's Simic Terror. Oh, we're dropping stuff. Simic Terror. We saw some Dimir Bounce. Saw some. I know there was some Dimir mid-range. I know there was Esper Pixie. I know there was an Azorius Convoke, as well as Jeskai Convoke. I pretty much lost. I went 1-1 against Convoke, but the Azorius Convoke I lost to. I actually ended up winning the tournament, so I can't feel too upset about that when a person wins the tournament. So I don't know if the camera will follow me over here, but I gotta rinse my spoon. Can't have the now we have the I don't know if you guys seen this, the Barefoot Contessa with Ina. I has been on in the background of my house. So that scene reminded me a little bit of the Barefoot Contessa cooking with Ina. But what we're having today is actually, let me pull out the fruit as well. What we're having today is my same boring meal I have almost every single day. Let me go ahead and turn this around. So I have this peanut butter powder. So I do 1 serving of the PB Fit. We measure it out into the scale, into the bowl. I'm actually 1 gram over on the serving there. I do 1 serving of Greek yogurt. So you check out the stats on that, 90 calories, but 16 grams of protein. I get 7 grams of protein from the peanut butter powder. Then I get another, I don't know, what is this? I do the bigger serving, 13 grams of protein from that. So that's 29, 36. And then I think there's 2 grams of protein in the berries. But then I do some 3-berry blend here. The 3-berry blend is frozen. So when you mix it with the yogurt and the peanut butter powder and the granola, makes for very delicious, almost like ice cream sort of meal for you. So like I said, I just do 1 serving of each. This meal is something I eat almost every day. It's good injection of protein first thing in the morning. Also, it's going to have the probiotics for you. I'm getting old, so got to take care of my gut. And then tastes good. It's almost like eating ice cream in the morning. If you're looking for like a hot meal in the morning, this is not it. That's the only time I switch it up, is if I'm looking for like a hot meal. Sometimes you're just in the mood. It's cold outside. I live here in the Midwest, so it's cold. There's snow on the ground, and sometimes I just want a hot meal. So I think that, circling back to what I was saying about the Dimir deck, I just don't think I have enough reps in it. I really like it. There's some really cool stuff you can do. It's a good removal package. The only thing, actually in my version, I did add board wipes. I added like Deadly Cover Up, Malicious Compliance, Gix's Command, and I even think I put a copy of the End in there as well. So those are all in the sideboard. So if you go against the Convoke decks or the token decks or anything like that, you have a good board wipe. We also run against the we run against a lot of Overlords decks as well. This is going to be a bigger tournament, I think, if it's anything like the other ones. It's a good location. It's good, spacious place as well. So as part of this meal, as an aside, you got to mix in between each step. Otherwise, it just kind of gets all globulated. So I'm mixing the Greek yogurt into the peanut butter powder. And then you make this like peanut butter Greek yogurt. You get this nice consistency there. So slap that down, and then you got to put in the granola again. One serving. Oh, the brand. This is what I was using. Just the Nature Valley protein enriched granola. I normally don't like the granolas because it's just like a bunch of calories, but the extra carbs are good. The protein is good, especially today where you're going to be using your brain a lot. Extra carbs is nice. I do pack some protein bars in my bag as some snacks. If I have time in between matches, this particular location has like a Tropicana smoothie right across the street. So, or not even across the street. It's kind of like across the parking lot. So you can just like walk over there. But I'll try to get a snack there as well. But generally, if your games are going to time, back to back to back. So all that to be said, I have a ton of reps on aggro. So that is sort of my comfort deck. It is a deck that I was really interested in seeing what I could do with. So today I'm going to run that, I think, Gruul aggro. I literally just don't have the time now to like sleeve up the other deck. But depending on how today goes, I'm going to do some more testing with Dimir. There's also some other RCQ opportunities coming up. There's the NRG series, February 1st and 2nd. I'm really thinking about maybe making a day drive down to Chicago on Saturday, like leave early morning and then go to the tournament and then head back in the evening. And then if I get too tired, I do have a buddy that lives in Chicago, so I could crash at my buddy's place. I'm assuming. I didn't ask him. I'm going to do 126 grams of frozen berries. And then try to seal it all up. It doesn't like to seal. Like none of these bags, like these resealable bags, none of them want to seal. So more on the routine. Gonna eat this breakfast. I got a decaf coffee, went caffeine free a couple years ago. Now I'm gonna finish getting ready. Probably just gonna put on a quarter zip for the day. And then I was thinking about wearing a hat, but I'm just gonna do my hair, call it good. And then we'll, eat, pack my bag, put all my camera equipment in there, get everything set up. Probably have another cup of coffee on the way there. I'm going to try to get there early, talk to the TOs, tournament organizer, and see if I can get a static table. That way I can bring my tripod, get a little bit better camera angle. I know some folks have asked for better camera angles in the actual tournament coverage. I will see what I can do. I don't know if it makes sense for me to bring like a full tripod. I might bring a full tripod. And see if I could do something like that. I think I would need to do more testing with it. I think just having like a table monopod that's maybe a little bit higher and then looks down might be enough. But I will see what I can do about the camera angle. So I want to get there a little bit early, see if I can get a static table, and see if I can improve the camera setup for the actual tournament. So I will probably check in with you as we walk in, give you a time update. Hopefully we're not running late like I normally am. But yeah, this is just a little bit of a glimpse into the morning and sort of my musings about what deck I'm going to play. I always feel like I was closing this out. I know I was closing this out. But there's part of me that just doesn't feel like I'm ever prepared enough. Like, if I had it my way, I would literally grind all day, every day, just play a bunch. Well, actually, I shouldn't. Let me take that back. I'm not going to grind. By grind, I mean work strategically on study, game plans, card routes, all of these things. I believe you really want to be intentional with your time in anything that you take on and want to do really well at. So you can't just go and just like, all right, I want to be really good at basketball. So all I'm going to do is show up and play basketball every day for 4 hours a day. I'm just going to play basketball. Like, you have to drill as well. Like, you have to practice your 3-pointers. You have to practice your layups. You have to practice, your passing. You have to practice your court movement. Like, I don't know why I'm using basketball. I just think it's the most relatable. I've never played basketball well, that's not true. I've played basketball. I think everybody at some point has maybe picked up a basketball and shot it at a hoop. I shouldn't say everybody, but most people have. But I've never played the sport, never been on a team. But I just keep using it as the analogy here. Maybe I'll pick a different sport next time. But all that to be said, you can't just show up and play. So same thing with Magic. You can't just show up and run a bunch of matches and then not and expect to do well. Like, you got to do sideboard study. You should build sideboard guides. You should really understand the matchups, research other decks, play other decks so that you know what they're trying to do, how they're trying to win. Find the decks that work really well for you. So for me, when a new set comes out and the meta changes a bunch, I will try a bunch of different decks just to see if my my touch, my interest, my way my brain works well with those decks, and then try to settle on one for the actual tournaments. And so, but then I start to put together that game plan, and I don't feel like I've actioned on that game plan very well. I feel underprepared. I don't feel like my sideboard strategy is fully thought out, fully developed, and maybe that's my takeaway. I've kind of gone into a little bit of a dip, and in effort, maybe laziness, not a dip in laziness, increase in laziness, dip in effort, to try to get where I want. So I think I need to be even more intentional. I need to practice what I preach, is basically what it comes down to. I need to be very intentional with my time. I have a day job, I have a family, I have other responsibilities outside of Magic. So I need to start setting that time. Like, okay, evenings, I have 2 hours. What am I doing with those 2 hours? And then in the mornings, I might have 3 or 4 hours. Okay, I have 3 or 4 hours. So that gives me 5 to 6 hours a day that I need to optimize my Magic knowledge, experience, ability. I need to optimize it all, right? So spend 2 hours every day doing, sideboard research. Do an hour every day doing meta research. Spend, the other 3 hours maybe playing games. Testing things, but try to play games strategically. So see if I can get some of my friends to actually like do some testing with me, play against me, try different things, and see if we can progress faster together. So that was just the thought that came to me as like there's some sort of feeling inside that is not settling super well, and that feeling I think is that I haven't done enough to my own standards, and that I could do more, that I could be better about my time. And I think to get rid of that feeling, I need to start structuring it. I work really well with like working in a regimented plan, putting a plan together, executing the plan. If I do that, then I think I will feel a lot better going into these tournaments. So today, ultimately, I'm going into the tournament with the deck that I feel most comfortable with, based off of everything I just discussed. But going forward, maybe that's something that we'll talk about more, and something I'll stream. I'll do sort of like co-working streams, practice streams, and kind of show you the process. Like, it's grindy. It's sometimes it's not super exciting. If anybody ever caught my TikTok, I was like the day in the life of a millennial content creator. And I quickly realized after about like a dozen episodes, I'm like, in order to make this stuff work, I do the same stuff every day. Get up at the same time, eat the same food, do the same like window for practice or content creation, work the same set amount of hours, break from that, go make content, go do the thing. That was for the content creation side. But now it's like, I'm going to do the same thing. Wake up at the same time every day, stream, practice on stream, go to work, get done with work, do family stuff, and then have a couple hours in the evening to do more content creation and practice. And so, like, it's kind of boring, but maybe everybody would want to see the process of what you go to try to be, to try to excel at anything that you put your mind to. And that would be maybe sharing that journey, right? This whole channel is about documenting this journey that I'm on, and me trying to find joy in the process. And something I've been personally missing in my life is I've always been driven by outcomes, by results. And then even when I achieved those outcomes, those results, it was only like you met expectations. Like, you did what you were supposed to do. Now what? And so I'm trying to take a step back later in life, I fully admit, and find joy in the process. And this will be a process. This is why I set a 5-year horizon for this. And hope to see where it goes and where it takes me over the next 5 years. But it's part of it is self-discovery is what I'm getting at, is figuring out more about myself, figuring out how to enjoy the process. Like even starting this camera today, it was a hurdle for me. It was a mental hurdle to just be like, oh, I got to start the camera. I got to, I gotta, versus I get to, hey, I get to do this creative outlet and document this journey. Hey, I get to go play Magic and try to achieve a goal. Hey, I get to go learn some more and potentially do well. So you got to switch through I have to or I got to I get to, and get a little bit more excited about the process. And that's a personal thing for me that I'm working on. So I'm going to finish eating. I'm going to have that coffee. I'm going to finish packing the bag. I might touch base with you a couple times throughout, but at the very least, we'll touch base before we walk into the venue and see if I can get things set up over there. And we'll catch you in the next one. Well, what's up, everybody? So we just finished the tournament day. It didn't go as well as I wanted it to. We ended up going 2-3 on the day. Had a lot of close games overall that, there was a couple mistakes made, but to be fair, I think the games I made the mistakes, I actually won those games. So it's hard to say. Like games I lost that were close, I think I played really tight, played exactly as I needed to. And it just unfortunately didn't get there. I have some complaints about the deck that I'm playing. I don't know if it's the answer. I know it's popular, so we played Gruul aggro today. Played the Leyline version of that. Got to have some explosive, exciting wins, which was fun, but I don't know. It left me wanting, I guess is the best way to put it. So overall, I felt good about my play, minus a few mistakes. And then I have a little bit of work to do on just tracking triggers, like pre-game actions, things like that. I forgot Leyline one game. That was one of the big mistakes I made, but I ended up winning that game still. So that was, I could have won that game 3 turns earlier. So I don't know. I might be leaning towards my Dimir deck that I have all the parts for, to see if I can make that work. I think I want to try to do some brewing, some more study on sideboards and strategies around that. So there's definitely some more work to do. Like I said, I'm kind of just in a mid place. I'm not feeling super high or super low about my gameplay. Just kind of feel like, that was unfortunate. Just felt there's some matchups like mono white, you just can't get ahead in any way. Then that's not even to keep in mind things like Overlord's decks, things like that I might run into. So I think there exists better decks to handle the wider meta. I think the aggro deck is literally just trying to win before anybody can do anything. Maybe the aggro deck is the answer, but I just have to do more work on mulligan hands, give up hands that aren't the better draw. I probably kept a couple that were a little land heavy that I probably could have mulliganed, especially if I was on the draw. So all that to be said, interesting day, but I'm excited to post the tournament coverage. So we should have tournament coverage for the whole tournament, as well as most of the coverage is also going to include the card cam. So we did the card cam in the last 5-6 minutes of every match in the last tournament coverage, because I found out there was a setting, a looping setting, that would delete the last 5-6 minutes, or every 5 or 6 minutes, leaving only the most recent 5 or 6 minutes. So I turned that off, so it should record the whole time. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. So be on the lookout for the full tournament coverage as well. That'll post after the vlog. The vlog will come before that. And then I'm also considering potentially going to another RCQ tomorrow. There's one that's about 45 minutes away, and it should be a good time. I know some folks are going. It's an interesting tournament. like market it, so it's not posted anywhere. But I don't know. Everybody I know that's going are going to be really strong players, so could be a good time. I have some availability this weekend, so being able to go to something like that would be really cool. So to be determined if there is, you'll see another vlog for another tournament day. But I think for now I'm going to hang out, talk with the folks here, and might even go to dinner with some folks and close out the day. So appreciate everybody hanging out, watching my tournament coverage, checking out the vlog. If you haven't done so, if you made it all the way to this part of the video, might as well do the thing. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you want to see out of some of these vlogs, maybe some of my opinions on things, maybe my feelings, more updates. I tried to do some updates throughout the day, but it was pretty fast and furious day overall. So didn't get a chance to do a lot of the midday updates, but if you would like my insight into my tournament days or specific insight into the tournament days, let me know. I always appreciate those comments. So until next time, we'll catch y'all at the table.